How's it going, everyone? Today is January 28th, 2020, and this is Thriving Bulls Trade of the Day. Good morning or afternoon, wherever you guys are coming from. This is Thriving Bulls Trade of the Day. We are looking at a EURUSD buy trade here. If I can show you guys, this is on the 1-minute chart. We can see that we've just been moving down and down and down, and we reached a new low here. And then now we can see some major divergence, which is happening here. And we should be able to see some structure highs going into maybe this zone here. Back into that little level there. So we have a couple of trade opportunities happening at the moment. We got in at 50 exactly. We have an hour and 13 minutes till this trade is expired. We have 10 contracts, and then we basically have a trade open for a pending order to get rid of the trade at 65. We have another trade open for another buy at 50 if this continues to push down into the 0998. I don't think it will, but in the event that it does, we'll get in on all that trade as well. But it looks like the price is kind of trapped. It seems. We want to make sure that we can kind of get past all of this little structure right here. Really, what's happening here is, if I can draw this really nice, it's straight. Price is kind of trapped within this zone. So price is a little bit is below this zone right now. So what we need to have happen is for price to really break out of it and get around maybe this zone right here, and then we'll probably be safe once we get around that area. But it looks like it's really kind of trapped, and this MA is kind of trapping it as well. This red one, which the red one is a 10 MA, and so we kind of want to see price kind of push up above that. It may not. It may go down into this 0998 and then rocket its way back up. That's why we got in at the hour and 12. So, and then if anything, if this were to go down and we get our open position on the 0998, then we'll double our position on the 1002. So yeah, and what I'm going to do is pause the video and then see what happens with this trade. But essentially, what we're kind of working this base off of is the deviation level at negative 0.5. So I mean, price on the EURUSD has just been, this is a 30-minute chart, it's just been dropping and dropping and dropping. We have a lot of gap to fill, so we can kind of see that, happening now is where we could really kind of see an upward push up into set, or maybe even the positive 0.5, just from that little level. And even on the 5-minute chart, you can see some nice divergence here. We see that this is a low big time from here, and then here we are right here, and it's right there, and we just see nothing but upward momentum going into that area. So again, I'm going to go ahead and pause the video. We're going to see what happens with these trades. It's kind of like back and forth. We're going into the green, going into the red, so it's a little kind of all over the place. But again, we have over an hour left, so we'll see what happens on this trade. But we'll see what happens when we come back. All right, and we are back on the trade. So it looks like we're finally getting a little bit of a push up, and now we're having a little bit of a push down. So we've just been kind of going back and forth, but we did kind of break this little zone here. Let me go ahead and draw that a little better. So it's at this little wick here all the way down, and then we're looking at about this little zone right here. So now price has come down, and it's testing it as support, and it's coming all the way down. It may even test this area here. We were about $9 in profit at the time. Probably could have closed the trade out for that little $9 profit, but I mean, again, we have 59 minutes left, so anything can really happen on this particular trade. So we're going to kind of wait this out. Looks like price is just kind of coming down into this little zone here, and then just kind of basically stopping people out on their buy orders. As you can see, we have, again, major divergence. We see that this is moving upwards, and this is the zone at the low of the day. And so it wouldn't be surprising if, and we have a lot of zones right here that are kind of keeping us. So we have zones here, we have zones here, we even have a zone right here. So we have all this little zone that, price needs to basically come into this area, come out of this area, come into this area, out of this area, into this area, out of this area. So it's kind of keeping us from being able to, get a good push up if it were. So So now it looks like we're about almost $3.50 in profit. So we're just kind of going back and forth. And now that we're out of the hour and we only have, less than an hour left, and now the price, our liquidity should be pretty good. So usually what happens is if you have like over an hour left, usually you'll be, way up here and you're only $8 in profit. But if you had 40 minutes left, you're way up here and you're like $16 in profit. So usually, once you're out of that hour, because people trade these things on the top of the hour all the time. So that's why the liquidity gets that way. So, once we get to around that 10:08, we should be able to see our trade get filled on the 65. So again, I'm going to go ahead and pause the video again, and we'll come back and see what happens. All right, and we're back again. We're at 58.50 now. It's about $8.50 in profit. We're right back to where we were at, pretty much at this little zone right here. So we're just kind of watching this trade. I mean, we're kind of going back and forth. As you can see, we came all the way down into this little zone here. Our order did not get filled when we reached that. So we're actually going to go ahead and get rid of this order as well. And then what we're going to do is create, as long as NADEX works with us here, because NADEX has been acting really funky today. So we're going to go ahead and put that 65 order in as well, and then wait for that. But we're at 57.25, 57.50. We're just kind of going back again. We're just kind of going back and forth. We're reaching that middle Keltner, and really what we want to see here is, we came almost right to the tick at the negative 0.5 deviation. We want to see us breaking these structures here, here, and here, and just really kind of come up and then reach these, and then kind of do this number here, and then maybe get to this zone here, and then we can see price hit off this and then work its way back down. That's kind of what we want to see. So as long as we can get to that little this zone right here, we should be good. It's just really about the price wanting to get there, and it's really just not wanting to get there right now. So we may have to end up closing these out of the small profit that we have at the moment. So we're only looking at, like, after fees, maybe, $20, if that. So it really all depends on that. And we're so close. We're excuse me, we're just a little over a pip over our strike, so we're not really that far away from it either. So we just kind of have to, we're really just going to have to wait this one out a little bit longer. We have 49 minutes left. We are seeing that there is structure here. That price does not want to break that to the downside. We have structure here. It looks like price doesn't want to break this up to the upside. So we're really just kind of all over the place. So now that we have price above this little zone here, this should really help us into getting a nice upward push to go upwards this way. This is what we should be able to see, but we'll kind of check that out as we go along here. It looks like we're getting another final push here. Hopefully it's not the final one. We're getting stopped by our 20 MA. As you can see, this green MA right here is kind of stopping it in its tracks. As you can see there, we just keep going back and forth. I mean, as you can see, this is a 5-minute chart. For 5 minutes we went down, and then for 5 minutes we went up. And right now we're like 5 minutes. We might be going down, might be going up. We don't really know. So we're just kind of going back and forth. Now we're about $10 in profit. Let's go ahead and see. I'm going to go ahead and push this over to the side so I can watch this. I'm going to put it into the 1 minute chart here. On the 1 minute chart, we are above the upper Keltner, but we have a little bit of another push up. 61, 62, 62.50. We're looking for that 65. We may not get there. Let's see. Getting into overbought territory as well. Gonna have to watch this candle. I'm gonna let you guys kind of watch it as you're watching it with me here. Let's go ahead and go into the 1 minute chart on NADEX so we can kind of see it together. Now, oh, we are on the 200 MA as well. If you can see that blue dotted line, that's the 200 MA. Oh, we got filled. All right, we got filled on our 65 positions. We made $15 worth of profit on that particular trade. So I hope you guys enjoyed that trade. I know it was an interesting one. It was kind of all over the place, back and forth. But let me go ahead and go back and so I can show you guys exactly what we saw, why we took the trade where we did, and all that good stuff. As you know, we did take it as a 50-50, so it was really pretty much at the money, and we pretty much took it right around this little area. So and then price came all the way down into this zone at the negative 0.5, and then pretty much almost to the tick from here to here. we've just rocketed back up, and probably this middle Keltner on the 15-minute chart is maybe where we're going. I mean, as you can see as well, if I were to take a Fibonacci tool from this high to this low, you can see that price, and then let me zoom in here so then that way it's nice and visible. So as you can see, you know, price is going to probably come up into the 78.6. It is as the 61.8, and it's kind of stopping there a little bit, but we could probably see it come up into the 78.6, and it's really all about price of whether it wants to go surpass this area here or not. My guess is probably not, just by how it's looking, but you know, anything can happen. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed the trade. If you guys want deviation levels like this, you can get them for only $90 a month. It's the cheapest that you'll find online through thrivingbull.com, or you can get the full access package, which includes the deviation trading, the manual signals called Thriving Signals, and then our auto trader. And you get that for a $150 value. Our deviation levels alone are 90. Our Thriving Signals alone are 100. So it's a $190 value for $150. So essentially, you're getting each product for $20 off, and then you're getting the auto trader for absolutely free. If you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to comment in the comment section down below, or again, visit our website at www.thrivingbull.com.